Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank the witnesses for being here today. Ms. Stoner, I want to focus on EPA's regulations of on-farm fuel storage. It's been a source of constant frustration for farmers in my district, and I suspect across the country as well. Most recent continuing resolution, H.R. 933, included a provision, Section 1416, that bars the EPA from enforcing the spill prevention control and countermeasure rule that went into effect on May 10th. If your agency can't legally enforce these rules at this time, then why does the EPA's SPCC website still direct farmers to be in compliance by May 10th?
I'm going to direct that
That's actually my question.
to my
My apologies.
Okay.
So, we have done extensive outreach with the farmers going back probably, I would say, 10 years or so to put in place the proper balance of the protections to prevent oil spills. And I think I think the farmers, the Farm Bureaus will all agree that preventing oil spills is a good thing and, prevents impacts on farmland, it prevents impacts on local community water sources. So given that, we've tried to make it as lean as possible. And just to be clear, the SPCC rules only cover farms that have a significant size of oil tanks. So that of the total farm universe, it is less than 10%. And of that 10%, only 95% is basically self-implementing. So basically, they put together their own plans. They have a file so that they could ensure that oil spills do not happen. And so, we believe we've done a lot to really accommodate the farmers and the farmers' compliance. And I think we've had great exchange with the farming community in terms of the rules themselves.
Okay. Well, all due respect, you haven't answered my question. What I want to find out is why are you directing to be in compliance when you don't have the authority to enforce the compliance based on the Section 1416 of H.R. 933, which extended that beyond May 10th. So I'm just wondering why you would direct them on your website to be in compliance on May 10th. I guess then my follow-up question would be, when the CR expires, is the EPA retroactively going to enforce those regulations if farmers weren't in compliance by May 10th?
Well, again, our primary objective is to work with farmers to put in the protections necessary. So that's what we will continue to do, and we continue to have exchanges with the farming community to do that. And I think it's a win-win for us to be doing that.
So you will not then enforce retroactively for those farmers that are not currently in compliance?
Well, let me get back to you in terms of that. Again, our primary role here is not lead with enforcement. Our primary role is to lead with compliance. And that's why we've done lots of outreach with the farming community going back multiple of years. We've actually developed informational materials with the Farm Bureaus to distribute to the farmers. We've really worked on making sure during the non-growing season we do a lot of outreach to them. So I think we're really working hard to work with the farming community.
Well, I appreciate that, but you just said you lead with compliance, and a key component to compliance is enforcement. My concern is that farmers won't be retroactively penalized based on a compliance date that was superseded by the current CR that's in effect right now. So I'm concerned about that, and I just want to restate for the subcommittee here, I hope we do something about this very soon, because there's a whole lot of small farmers out there, and the thresholds that you have prescribed under the Clean Water Act really are unreasonable, 1,320 gallons, and hopefully we can address that. I want to switch gears real quick as my time is limited here. Along with Chairman Gibbs, I also sent a letter on March 12th requesting some information regarding the EPA release of sensitive information to environmental groups. Have not yet received a response to that letter, so I'm also very frustrated with that as well. But can you tell the committee what the process used by the EPA was to acquire released information from state agencies?
So we contacted states directly and asked them for publicly available information to help us implement the Clean Water Act's requirements.
Okay, let me ask you this. Do you know, was there any information such as a Social Security number possibly, GPS coordinates and so on that would identify the exact locations of any of these production facilities?
I'm not aware of seeing any Social Security numbers. There were some addresses that were part of the information, and as you know, we have taken steps to redact the information, which there were privacy concerns having to do with individuals, and have taken that step and have asked for the other data back, which we have received.
Well, thank you. I'm out of time, but unfortunately, redacting after the fact does little to protect those farmers in question. I yield back.
Mr. Mullins.